My name's Jen George from Tammy, and today I'm here with the birthday boy / country manager of MealPal. I've got Paul here. Happy birthday.
Thanks very much, Jen, and thanks very much for the beautiful birthday cake that I've got.
Food bribes.
I don't like the candle, we might set the fire alarm. But yeah, thanks very much.
Good. So who are you and what's your startup journey?
Cool. So I'm Paul, I'm currently General Manager or Country Manager of MealPal Australia and have been since May this year, which is when we launched in Australia, in Sydney. It's been a great 6 months, really kind of launching a brand new product, a brand new concept, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah.
There
really is nothing like this in Australia.
Genuinely isn't. So that's been exciting for the last 6 months, building out the two sides of our marketplace here. Prior to that, I was at a couple of other marketplace, double-sided marketplace businesses. One still in the hospitality industry, connecting with customers, which was a business called Hey You, and prior to that, 4 years with a business called Groupon, which again is a marketplace connecting customers with restaurants and other great experiences for
them. So you have a type.
For the last 6 or 7 years, yeah.
That's awesome. And so I guess when you got into startups, did it feel like you were getting into this big tech bubble, like there's kind of is that jump that people have to make now, or do you think you just kind of fell naturally into it?
Yeah, it was a big jump. Back home, you can probably tell by my accent, I'm not.
We don't hold it against you.
So back in London, I spent I think it's about 6 years in FMCG sales, really representing some of the big brands selling into supermarkets over there. So your Tesco, Sainsbury's, Asda's, Morrison's, for the Brits out there will know those names. So that was very much more of a traditional, old-fashioned way of doing things, doing business. So coming into Australia, which was completely accidental, by the way, it was halfway through a gap year around the world sort of trip, and 7 years later, I'm still here.
It seems to happen a lot. Is it like a thing that people just kind of go head over to Australia and check it out, but then end up staying? Or
I think so. Yeah. The weather's just so much better than it is in London. Right? Apart from today, where it's pouring down with rain. But
we'll ignore that.
Coming into Australia and coming into Sydney in particular, I was blown away by just how advanced the tech scene here was. Yes, okay, London's got a great tech scene as well, but being able to jump into that with Groupon was a fascinating experience at that time. It was really early stage for us. This was back in 2011. So we were at the forefront there of creating something that would become really, really big in the future. And we learned a lot about the right ways to do that, which I've taken on into the next few roles. But yeah, to answer your question, it was a big change coming into that. Thankfully, the global scalability of Groupon meant I could learn it quickly. And then my next role after that at Hey You, which was more of a national brand, I could take a lot of what was learned there into Hey You, and we did some great things there, and now into MealPal, where we're
back into a global business.
Yeah, well, back into global business, but very much building out on a hyper-local level here, which we've done since launch. So we launched Sydney. So this is for anyone who's looking at startup and scalability in a short period of time. When we launched Sydney here, we had a 5.5 week period to first join the business, so from day one, start talking to hundreds and hundreds of restaurants. I was lucky that 2 great people came over from the US to help us, and we recruited a great guy, Tim, to lead up our partnerships team here. So 4 of us were just on the street, just talking to every restaurant in Sydney CBD, very, very quickly, and really building out at scale and pace that attractive part of our marketplace. So Jen, I know you're into how to market in two-sided marketplaces. I'm really, really a big advocate of saying if you have one half of that marketplace that is very, very strong, that attracts the other side. For us, it's restaurants that attract customers. So
definitely.
It's really all about saying how awesome is that product. Right? So for us, it's how great are those restaurants, how great are the meals that the restaurants are serving. That makes it so much easier to attract the customer, the consumer side.
Definitely. And that content, the focus of the food, the ease, the convenience. I mean, it's an easy sell, surely.
It's an easy sell to the restaurants. I mean, it's interesting because MealPal works so well for
Sorry, for people who don't know, how does MealPal work?
What MealPal does, we help the customer side of our network. I guess budget their monthly lunch spending, so they can buy a monthly plan with us and get over 20 or 12 for that, and use that for the month to buy their lunches. So to put it into context, when I was working in Surrey Hills and CBD before that, and thinking about what I spent on lunches, I'd spend easily, Sydney now, it's $12 just for a sandwich, or $15 if you want a burger and fries and
a pint.
Exactly. So you're spending, it's crazy, but it's 60, 70 bucks a week on lunch, which is around about $250 a month. So MealPal, we just help people say, okay, well, I can buy a plan, and for over $150 or $100 a month, I've got.
You can cap it. You can control your
exactly.
spend.
So really easy to budget what you do. The other side of the network then, which is our restaurant side, we help them by saying, right, how can we make this more efficient for you? How can we get these orders in a way that doesn't interrupt the business that you're already doing? Because you're already a busy restaurant, but you still want more orders. You want more new customers coming in your door. You want to still expose your brand. So we just let them offer one meal per day. It's like a daily special. And we order that basically in bulk from them several hours in advance of the peak lunch period. So they can do all the early prep before, when they've got that downtime, have things really together, so that when the customers come in, it's so easy. They just breeze in, say, hey, I'm Jen from MealPal here to pick up my, what's the one near you? LMH Foods,
with their lamb couscous salad.
So I'm here to pick up the lamb couscous salad, and it's there ready waiting for you because they've done most of the prep before. So it's great for restaurants. I know you're very well connected in the restaurant scene, so any restaurants that have worked with Jen before, if you want to check out with MealPal, it's like getting a catering order, right? Everyone loves getting a catering order in restaurants. You can just put it all in advance, in bulk, bring down your labour cost per item, and work really efficiently with those ingredients. That's what we're doing, right? We're just trying to make both sides of our network incredibly happy.
Just sounds like a great cause. So with this big vision, what's your team culture like? Because obviously, day one, or sort of, a couple of months into the country, trying to get this app out into the country. What's the culture like to make sure that you can kind of hit the ground running within your team?
Cool. So culture builds itself, right? I don't think you can ever force culture. You can't write a
you
culture
will love
agenda.
this.
Exactly. We are going to do this at this time, at this day of the week. That just doesn't work, right? So you start out by recruiting the right people. And I know it's a bit of a cliche, but you recruit for attitude and you can train for aptitude, right? So as long as you've got people that have got that willingness to work hard, they're smart.
Similar values.
Exactly. Exactly. Identify that in the recruitment process really early, rather than how many years have you been selling to restaurants, or how much digital marketing experience do you have, right?
At restaurants for like the last 20 years. I think that's
exactly.
a good credit.
Those are great things to have. Don't get me wrong, if you can find someone who's got the right attitude and they've got hospitality experience, perfect. Okay. But it's more important the people that you bring into your team have got that right attitude and work ethic. Culture will then form around that. You'll have great people around you that are smart, work hard. You'll form the culture yourself, and that's what we're doing here. Lucky to have Tim and Chanel working with me, who are both super smart people. Incredibly hardworking, both of them. I mean, we were up at 7 o'clock this morning, out there, all of us handing out flyers on the streets outside Winnie Station in the rain. And that's on top of Tim going to sell to restaurants later on, and Chanel coming in and answering the customer queries and things like that. So, finding that real attitude at first is so important to then culture will develop around that.
Yeah, definitely. And especially when there is such highs and such lows in startups, having that kind of core team that can band together and kind of rough through it is probably a lot more important than having the right skill sets around the table. Yeah,
definitely. And look, we're a global business, right? So we've got teams in New York.
Is that balance? Is it different cultures in every city or country?
Well, there's definitely a theme of that. Surround yourself with smart people throughout MealPal, and people who work hard, right? Just blown away by the different time zones, and I can get in touch with people in New York at crazy hours for them, but they're still there on call for me, which is great. So that's definitely a theme that permeates right the way throughout us. We just launched Paris yesterday, which is great. So a lot of the team have been over there, and they've got great meals. It's Paris.
You'll have to go visit the Paris team for.
Definitely pitching for that, right?
Exactly.
Some great cheese and some great wine for lunch for sure.
Seems mission critical, right? That's awesome. So where is MealPal heading? What's the next couple of years look like as a global business?
Yeah, so we're going to go into more countries for sure. So there's definitely a roadmap for that. Paris is just the first of many more that will come, and also grow out the territories where we are. So for us here in Australia, we're in Sydney CBD and Surrey Hills. So we just launched into Surrey Hills maybe 2 months ago, and then just launched into Melbourne CBD just about 6 weeks ago. Yeah. So, we're still very small footprint here in Australia. So the growth for us will be to continue to grow outside of that into other great areas like North Sydney here and Chatswood and Parramatta, where we know people are working every day and want great lunches. So that's definitely
exciting. So how many cities globally are you in now?
Oh, good question.
More than 3.
I think it's 12 now.
Yeah, give or take. And so what sort of roles are you hiring for in Sydney to make sure that you guys can keep up the same pace on our little island all the way down under?
Well, we're definitely looking for more awesome partnerships people.
Yeah.
So people that will come in and help us bring on more incredibly great restaurants, serving great meals for our customers. Because like I said, I know that's what works for attracting the customer side.
Yes.
We're lucky to have great partners. By partners, I mean restaurants in both Sydney and Melbourne. And we just want to accelerate that with some partnerships people. So as long as you've got the right attitude, you can come in, you can work hard, work smart, get on really well with the restaurant partners. If you've got restaurant experience, awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely want to talk to as many people that have restaurant experience. Sure. So they
understand the pain set. Yeah. So what are some of the lessons? I mean, you've worked in so many two-sided marketplace business models. What are the biggest challenges that you see for two-sided business marketplaces? Sorry, I will mute that awkwardly.
I think some of the challenges are you've got to grow both sides quickly. And when you're in your startup stage, it's where do you focus your attention on? And you get pulled from
shiny light, right?
Exactly, right? But I think you've got to stay focused on the plans for both sides. And one of the sides, you need to figure out which side it is will attract the other side. Yeah. So like I said, for us, it's pretty obvious, right? Great restaurants giving great meals will attract the customers. There are lots of growth hacks that you can do to accelerate that customer, of course.
Like what?
Like
in the playbook? No, that shouldn't stop that. Yes? I think we're okay. Sorry. Pausing. What growth hacks have you used, I guess, to see, the sort of the big win or the quick? I mean, obviously it's relative, right? You'll do it once, you get 20% growth, and you do it again, it won't work. So what are the sort of quick wins that early day startups could keep doing or try to kind of get their model grow?
Yeah, well, I mean, it begins with that quality of restaurant we've got for us. We know the power of referral. Getting people on board, your early adopters who love the product because of the great restaurants we've got, great meals, and getting them to refer their friends and their work colleagues. Like, it's so obvious, right? You go downstairs. We're in Barangaroo here. There's 10 or 12 restaurants that are on MealPal down here. So we go downstairs, we pick up our lunch from wherever, sumo salad, Bell's Hot Chicken, Georgie Boys. Bring it back up here, some plugs for some of our great restaurants there.
How many times do you go to Bell's Hot Chicken? That's probably the question.
Oh, far too many times. Wow, that hot chicken is good.
But you have no favourites, though?
No.
Yes. Good answer.
So you bring that meal back up, and everyone's going to say, oh, where did you get that? How did you get that? And say, through MealPal. So if we can accelerate that process by encouraging people to refer their friends and colleagues, then that's a no-brainer.
Definitely.
So we see great referral power for us in MealPal, definitely.
That's great.
Getting out there and talking to people as well. One of the things why I still love street flyering, apart from days like today where it's raining, normally you just get to talk with your customers and you do actually get the opportunity to engage with them. And so many of them now in Sydney have joined MealPal and say, oh, I got it already, love it. And you can stop and say, where do you get your lunch, and how do you find the lunches? Is there any feedback? And we do encourage feedback from our customers. We give that feedback to restaurants. So again, one of the great things that we've developed here at MealPal is the opportunity for customers to rate their meals always, and then we can give restaurants that feedback on that, and they really appreciated that. So,
yeah,
oh, you know, it's really hard for me to get this and find out what ingredients are working, what ingredients are not working, which of the meals that I'm serving are more popular, and what are people liking about it. So yeah, that's definitely good to keep that open communication with customers. Is that feedback to the restaurants as well?
Yeah, and is that your tactic to get your team out there as well? I mean, you know, by the sounds of it, through all your roles, you've always been in touch with the customers, hitting the streets yourself. How do you instill that same sort of mentality with your team to go out and literally talk to customers so they can find where the loop or the holes are at the moment to get your model working?
I mean, we all do it, right?
Yes.
Whether you're on the customer side of our business or the restaurant side of the business, you've got to get out there talking to customers. Even people that work on the customer side of our business, they're talking to restaurants as well. So person who manages our customer inbox we don't hold it back from talking to the restaurants as well. So yeah, because it's a small team, it's easy to foster that sort of attitude of saying everyone can do everything and talk to everyone. But yeah, it's important that we don't stop talking to both sides of our. Yeah.
Definitely, especially at this stage of the business when you are, you know, early days and you want to get up and running so quickly.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what sort of tools do you use then? I mean, you might not get as much control being here in Sydney, but are there things that you use for growth hacking, like MailChimp or whatever? Is there certain things that you guys use?
Yeah, we have MailChimp for our mail outs, definitely. You know, we're very active at talking to our customers and encouraging them. In terms of other tools, it's probably nothing that others aren't. Yeah. We just believe in the power of our product from the supply side of our network. And then doing what we can to accelerate that through lots of different ways. I guess one thing maybe that we can talk about, and you know, I'm open to anyone that's in this group that wants to talk more about it, is we're happy to actually go into businesses. So some of the big businesses here, a few of the big banks and law firms that are around us here in Branbury, you know, we'll go in and we'll bring a stand and we'll supply lunch to staff there and tell them how they can get that on MealPal. So it's free lunch for everyone that's working there.
Take note.
And we get to talk directly to our customers that way. So it's called Lunch and Learns, and you know, we can set that up pretty easily for anyone that's really interested in that. That's a great way for customers to understand a bit more about us and for us to understand a bit more about our customers directly, right, while they're eating lunch. Well,
surely that would work as well. I mean, you think from a corporate's point of view, they save a lot of time on the staff kind of going out and getting food. You can kind of control that they're getting more healthier food options. It's kind of a nice way to kind of give back to the, you know, a nice value add to staff without having to have food delivered constantly.
Yeah. In actual fact, funny you say that, there's a couple of companies that have already started putting their whole staff onto MealPal, so they'll pay the subscriptions for them so that they can have that work perk and, you know, get them access to great healthy meals, because we're very keen on making sure that we've got a great range of everything that anyone would want, from salads
and hot chicken
to hot chicken on the other end and the burgers and things like that, which, you know, are going to be your Friday treats maybe for some people, and the Monday detox is
hit the juices.
Well, you know, there's juices and smoothies on there as well. So
fantastic.
So definitely a great way for businesses to encourage their staff to eat properly and
go for a walk and kind of go together as a team.
And do you know what, Jen? That's a funny thing you say that, because we do see that people from where they work to where they're picking up their lunches, it's much further than I would have ever thought anyone would be walking for their lunch. But maybe it's because, I don't know, they can flick through and see everything that's an offer and say there, and it's ready and waiting for them when they pick up. So a 10-15 minute stroll is not such a big deal when the weather's better than today.
Yes, we'll ignore that. And so what are some of the successes or the things that you've found that have worked in all three businesses kind of as you come through in two-sided marketplaces? Without giving away secrets, of course.
I really don't think there's any big secrets to give away. So what's worked?
Except coupon codes for free meals on MealPal.
You know, I think I keep going back to it, but it stems from the quality of the supply side.
Right.
Don't want to sound like I'm repeating myself.
No, it's a stick-on message, right?
all three of the marketplace businesses, it's been that. I mean, we went out of our way at Groupon to make sure that the deals that we did were vetted to the highest quality, and we walk away from partners that wouldn't fit for us, and we got feedback from customers, and just made sure the quality of what we were doing there, providing, was really good. Hey you know, we went out of our way to select the right cafes and quick service restaurants that were in the right locations that people wanted to go to. And
you gotta love the accent.
Oh wow, there's actually feedback coming up. Thanks for the birthday wish. Just making sure that it was where people wanted to go to, and the offering was what they wanted. Just accelerated that at MealPal by making sure it's where people want to go to and what they want to eat, and doing it in a way that's super efficient for the restaurants as well. So
and as a leader, how do you keep that, I mean, your compass, so to speak, heading the same direction, you know, making sure that you're not taking any quick wins so that you can, you know, stay on task?
It's tempting to take the quick wins.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta be tough, and sometimes you got to tell your partnerships people that a particular restaurant isn't suited for us. Which can be disappointing if they've worked hard and engaged a partner. If it's not the right fit, you know, you got to learn from it very quickly. But that's important. It probably starts from making sure that people with the right attitude are on board, and then you won't actually have to tackle that. People, they're on the same page as you, right? They're also out there talking to customers, out there talking to restaurants, and they just get
their own guide on what's right and what's wrong then. And that's
exactly. So if you go back to starting hiring smart people with the right attitude, 9 times out of 10, you actually don't have to do too much in correcting that compass occasionally, but
don't we all? And so as a leader then, I mean, you cross different time zones, global company, you've got managing staff here and trying to grow. How do you yourself manage your own headspace?
Yeah.
Does anyone know this?
It's a really good question, because I was up until 1 o'clock in the morning last night working on a shared Google Doc with some people over in New York, and then up at 6 o'clock this morning to go handing out flyers on my birthday.
Sugar to help, please.
Yeah, exactly. So more sugar and carbs definitely helps. But look, I think it's Mental Health Day today, is it as well? So probably a good time to talk about that. Mental health is incredibly important thing to make sure that you manage in your workplace, and you do need to find the time, no matter how tempting it is, to just keep working. You've got to find that time. I personally, I go out running. I put some music in and run around the parks and streets of North Sydney and across the bridge and into the CBD and around the botanical garden. I just find that's a really good getaway. Get to see endorphins going, but it's also nice just to be out there and breathe the fresh air and things like that. So that's what I do. I also try and learn a lot as well. So probably shouldn't say this, but working in a tech company, there's a lot of room for me to increase my tech skills, but it's something I enjoy, right?
Yeah,
so
that's great.
I've just enrolled along with one of my colleagues in a SQL course.
Nice.
Learning some new skills there.
Fantastic.
I do that for a couple of hours, and that, although it's work related, I just enjoy it so much. It helps me. Taking time with your family and partner is important, so we try and get as much time on the weekends as possible. If we go out and go for a walk or take a break away, then
walk away from the phone.
It's incredible how much we are attached to this phone these days. But if we can put that down and get away, then it is going to be much better for us. More birthday wishes coming through. So good.
The entire startup community is going to know it's your birthday today.
Well, you already gave it away to everyone in here.
We're subtle, okay? And so, I mean, is there other startups that you kind of look to for, I guess, that you admire the way that they're doing things? It might not necessarily need to be, MealPal 2.0, but that you kind of look for guidance?
I think the scene here in Sydney and Melbourne, I spent 6 weeks down in Melbourne launching the team. The startup scene is so incredibly tight-knit and compact. Even when I was down in Melbourne talking to a lot of the co-working spaces and introducing MealPal to them, they were also, come in back here for a day for free. That's nice. Go and set up over there. And that was cool. So I got talking to people there, and there's definitely a lot of people in Melbourne. Here in Sydney, my old colleagues, I look at what they're doing. I've worked with some great entrepreneurs in the past, and shout out to Adam, who I was working with. He founded Beat the Queue, which became.
Yep.
You know, I love what he's doing with.
It's a bit of a bromance.
Yeah, a little bit, but you know, don't tell him that. Yeah, he's built a great culture at Automentum, which you know I respect and like there. Rebecca, who was the other co-founder, actually going to one of her events this evening.
Yes.
So it'd be cool to see her new business and how she's going to grow with Zambezi, which is cool. And then, you know, the other leaders that I've worked with in the past, Sean, who was the CEO, Hey, one of the smartest men I've ever worked with. A lot of respect still for that guy, and you know, I've learned a lot from him that I look up to and respect. And going back to that time at Groupon, Alistair, another great leader that I worked with there. So then he's over at Menulog now. Such a good guy with people. You know, I never met anyone that didn't like him. Damn, so jealous.
If anyone's out there, raise your hand.
But you know, those people are still people that I look up to and respect so much, definitely. Even go back to, funny enough, the time when I was in the UK, so working for that FMCG company, worked for a really strong female leader, Lorna Davidson, who I actually learned a lot in terms of strength of growing a business very quickly. Business called Tactical Solutions there. You know, I still keep track on what they're up to. So funny enough, it's people that have influenced me in the past that I still look and see, okay, what can I still learn from them?
That's fantastic.
And of course you, Jen, you know, I remember when you probably don't even remember it, when you gave me a cold call when I was at
I remember it.
Pitching, I was like, whoa, who's this super incredible salesperson? Oh, she's actually the founder of the business.
Got to pitch everyone, right? So with, I guess, the startup community, you see that there is that maturity coming to the Sydney startup community, especially at that global level, because people are kind of moving on to their second and third and fourth sort of businesses, rather than everyone being the new kid on the block.
Yeah, everyone's definitely learning.
The hard way. I will raise my hand on that one. Cold calling everyone.
But you got it, right? As long as you learn from it, that's the main thing, right? And definitely people are out there learning and moving on and developing a better product. So where does Sydney and Melbourne sit right now? Definitely improving. There's some incredible VCs out there now as well, supporting local Australian businesses. And that helps a lot. So more VC support for local businesses in Australia is definitely going to help accelerate that more, and then we can start Australian business start competing more on global scene as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I was talking to, funny enough, another ex-colleague of mine who across to Australian startup, and they managed to get some funds, and now they're launching in New York and London as well. So any more of that is good.
Oh, massively. And is there any up and coming startups or techs sort of companies globally that you're kind of watching at the moment?
Well, watch everyone that's in our tech space, for sure, definitely. But still, we're pretty unique in what we're doing, particularly here in Australia. There's some exciting stuff in the US that will come across to Australia. But to be honest with you, there's so much in Australia already. I don't think we need to be too worried about a lack of talent here for sure.
No, that's awesome. And I ask everyone this, I actually should do this one first. Podcasts, books, is there anything that you listen to or watch at the moment to kind of get ideas or advice?
Yeah, wow. Try and listen to as many podcasts as possible, particularly when I go out running for sure. Book I'm reading at the moment is From Good to Great.
Oh, great.
Yeah, which I've actually had on my bookshelf for far too long without reading it. It was given to me by an ex-manager of mine.
Did you get fired because you didn't read the book?
No, it was just moving on to bigger things. He gave it, but it's a great book, right?
Yes. We should find out his name and tag him in this.
Well, I mean, his name is Casper. He's now the global CEO of Kentucky Tours, so he's definitely moved on to big things. But he gave me that book, so that's what I'm currently reading at the moment. So I've got around to that, and there's some great lessons in there, right? Just about, okay, so we do things well, which is great. How do you then scale that? So it's not just about keeping it small. It's about saying, okay, we can keep what we've got. That is good, but make it across a whole bigger team, which of course is a journey we're going to go on with MealPal here as we expand the Australian team from just Sydney, Melbourne, CBD, and we bring on people in sales, people in marketing, people in customer service, right? How do you make sure that all fits together without losing what's made us so strong to start with?
Yeah, that's fantastic. And if you could have a superpower, what would it be?
Wow. Okay.
Yes, this is the hard one.
Oh, didn't expect that one.
Yeah. Got to put people on the spot for this, otherwise they come up with weird, pre-planned. I can subscribe to 1,000 MealPal subscriptions or something great.
I'd love to read minds, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, particularly because I guess I spend a lot of my time, as you have, talking to people across the table. And
good, trying to read the body language.
Yeah, you try and read that, what are the
react.
verbal and non-verbal signs. But if you could actually get in and wow, how great would that make the negotiation?
It'd be very scary in this, right? Like, oh, squirrel. No, it's cool. And I guess what's next for the rest of the year for MealPal? What you guys are trying to do?
So here in Australia, we are looking to grow out more restaurants, and more great meals in Sydney. So we launched Sydney back in June the 6th was when we launched. So it's
very early days.
It's scary how it is still, but so we're currently adding more restaurants and more meals for our senior subscribers, and more territories. We've just launched Melbourne a couple of weeks ago, so we're doing great things down there to introduce more and more customers to those restaurants that are coming on board. So that's the focus between now and the end of this year, and hiring for more great people to come onto the team. So very much in hiring mode at the moment. And
so how can people support you? People are watching, what can they do besides signing up to mealpal.com.au?
You can, and I'm happy at the end of this to put together a link for a special offer for anyone who's watching this to get maybe some extra meals added into a MealPal account if they want to come on board and try it out for sure. We'll do that, and I'll pass it over to you. And
we'll just add it to whatever works. Thank you.
Cool. You can see a comment there from Caroline saying Melbourne is my hood. So we'll definitely make sure that Melbourne gets rocking for Caroline and people down there.
Oh, do you consider MealPal the Uber of your industry?
Oh, okay. Can see the questions coming up there.
Sorry, I missed that.
Do you consider MealPal the Uber of your industry? Well, we don't have cars and drivers, and I think it's easy to say we're the Uber of this and we're the Uber of that. And, Uber does its thing. We do our thing. It's a two-sided marketplace as well. I think we're keen on delivering a product that traditionally you get the old-fashioned way, which you'd go in and you'd order at a restaurant, you queue up and you pay full price for it there. Which I guess Uber does. I'm kind of dancing around the question here, I know, but I've never thought of us as the Uber of our industry. Yes, we want to connect people together, but I don't know, I think
it's just more of a typical hyperlocal two-sided marketplace that just happens to be then dubbed as everything in that space is Uber for.
And we're very much trying to build out a quality product for people to make their life easier and save some money at the same time. So I guess there are some parallels to Uber in that, but no, to answer the question, I've never considered it. But,
Ignoring the black background, they're actually a really colourful brand.
I should have got a MealPal sign.
Draw one. Well, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate it. And guys, we'll see you next time. And I think the next one is with Harry from Airbnb here in Australia. So enjoy your afternoons. Happy birthday.
Thanks very much. And I shall take this, there isn't a fire alarm, light the candle and
blow it out. Thanks, guys.